Okay, so welcome. This was our second week of our module all about debates, our second week of talking about opinions, and there is some really important language here. You see the word opinion appears quite a few times. So let's just take you through the language. To reminisce is to think about the past. Normally it makes you feel really emotional, it can make you cry, it can make you happy. You know, when you think about your ex-girlfriend, your mum who died, or something that you've lost in the past, and sometimes you really just remember all those beautiful moments. Now that's a verb there. You reminisce when you feel nostalgic, when you feel sentimental. These are the adjectives. When you feel sentimental and nostalgic, that's when you start to reminisce about the past. Now, this is a very important expression. This expression will be needed in your exam. I want to hear this expression come out in your exam. Here's the expression. We've done it before when we did the mind class. To my mind, and then you give your opinion. To my mind, milk chocolate is the only chocolate. All other chocolates are out the window. Of course, that thinking is very black and white, isn't it? I'm very clear, but it is very narrow-minded. You know, when I suddenly have this fixed opinion, to my mind, milk chocolate is the only good chocolate. Bring back Cadbury's, make them British, dark chocolate out. If you make me Prime Minister, dark chocolate will be out, white chocolate will be out. This is black and white thinking. This is narrow-minded thinking. These are words we're learning. We may have to express our opinions in a very fixed way during the exam, during the conversation exam. We may find that some other person is being very narrow-minded, and we need to say, hey, you're being very narrow-minded here. Can't you be a bit more open-minded? Here we are, open-minded or broad-minded. Open-minded is a much more common expression. When you're open-minded, you take other people's views into account, you really listen. It's going to be crucial for the exam. Things that are pointless are futile, they make no sense. This is all going to come up in the exam on week 10. Now obviously, if something is black and white, it's very clear. You know what you think is right. It's very explicit and very exact. The opposite of that is when you have lots of shades of grey. Things are ambiguous, they're not very clear, they're abstract, unsure, vague and uncertain. Thank you, by the way. These were all your words today. Brilliant stuff. Now, here's a lovely expression, to take somebody or something with a pinch of salt. They say something and you don't really agree with them, you don't want to argue, you just go, no, okay. It's like picking up a bit of salt and going, yeah, fine, whatever you know what I mean. So yeah, it's a lovely expression. Perspective means opinion. When you have a perspective, you have a view, you have an opinion. You might then say, well, to my mind, this is my perspective. If you exclaim, you talk loudly, often with surprise. It just keeps coming up in all of my stories. If you're enthusiastic, you have a lot of interest, you're really, really interested in something. So in the exam, you're going to have to take on a role of somebody. Now that person might be quite enthusiastic about what they believe in, their beliefs. Well, we've done narrow-minded. If you're narrow-minded, you're closed-minded. You've got very fixed views. If you're broad-minded, you're open-minded. And if you're absent-minded, you're forgetful. As a rule of thumb means generally speaking. So you can say in general this, or as a rule of thumb, and then you give your generalization. Because a lot of the time we do generalize, don't we? We're just talking in general about something. We bunch something into one big box and we say, there's the answer. You know, milk chocolate is the best. That's general. I don't really like other chocolate very much. Anyway, something came up today in class which I also thought was very interesting. We were learning these minded expressions, and I said, please make sure you use the minded expression, not mind-minded. Because if you are open-minded or narrow-minded or absent-minded, that's an adjective. And we say, he is open-minded, or he is an open-minded person. It's an adjective. But then Adrian said, well, what about open mind? He has an open mind. I said, absolutely right. So remember, if you say you have got something or you have something, you have a noun. And you can say he has an open mind. He has a closed mind. He has a narrow mind. So yes, you can use these things as adjectives and as nouns. But remember, if you say he is, you need to say an adjective. He has a noun. Okay? So that's everything there. I didn't miss anything. Great stuff. Okay, on to feedback.